Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 6. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. Well, we are experiencing heavy smoke outside, so we want to get started right now with Tom Sherry. Tom, you said actually the smoke isn't even really going to keep the heat down either.
Yeah, no, we are tracking actually some of the hottest days in front of us. Some areas will get to 100 degrees or over 100. I think we're going to get close to it on Tuesday and Wednesday. So here we go with the current air quality. We're at unhealthy now. We're at an AQI, air quality index, of 186. So limit your outdoor activity. And we think the poor air is going to be sticking around at least through Wednesday. And then Thursday, we've got a chance of a weak disturbance headed our way, which may improve things. There you can see that air quality warning. It's everywhere east of the Cascades, and that includes Oregon, Idaho, as well as into western Montana, and of course Washington State. When we take a look at the current temperature, 91 degrees, but look at that live camera shot. It really is just an ugly looking day out there. We did so well this summer up until the weekend, and then the wheels just fell off as all that smoke from the wildfires in the surrounding area just moved into the region. We're tracking some rain and some isolated thunderstorms in Oregon. Again, we think we may see showers develop in our area Thursday into early Friday. But in the meantime, we've got this. A low of 65 tonight under smoky conditions. 98 the expected high on your Tuesday. Again, the smoke should continue. And then for the weekend, much cooler. Slight chance of rain Saturday, but at least we're down into the mid and upper 70s. And the overnight low is comfortable too. And because of the poor air quality that we're seeing today, all Spokane City aquatic centers have been closed for the afternoon. Now let's go outside with meteorologist Thomas Patrick. He's live at Cliff Drive. So Thomas, we had hoped the smoke would avoid Spokane, but of course that all changed this weekend. Tell us where most of the smoke is coming from.
Yeah, and we actually hope that some of the rain from Sunday could have knocked out some of that smoke from the atmosphere, but not the case because the smoke is coming from all the fires, quite literally all of the fires burning in Washington, Idaho, Oregon, California, even British Columbia have just been pouring into the atmosphere across the western U.S. and even the entire U.S. You may have seen some pictures even from the east coast of the U.S. seeing those hazy and smoky skies, but that's in the upper atmosphere. So they don't see the air quality drops like we are, because when we get these high pressure areas, stagnant air patterns, and even heat domes, a lot of that actually settles that smoke down closer towards the surface of the earth, and all that is causing the air quality concerns and down into those unhealthy air quality ranges like what we're seeing right here. And of course, it has just been a gray sky all day, and even our weather satellites overhead are having a hard time seeing the ground through all of this smoke. So it's just here to stay because there are so many fires in the region proper, and they just continue to pour more and more smoke into the atmosphere. It's going to take something fairly drastic in terms of a weather pattern change to really clear out all this smoke that is across the region, especially in the Columbia Basin, like a bowl that holds all that smoke in place. Yeah, it's going to take something pretty drastic to get these air quality numbers back closer to that moderate and good range. Reporting live in Spokane, I'm meteorologist Thomas Patrick. Back to you.
All right, Thomas, thank you very much. And our other top story tonight, the suspect in Saturday night's fatal shooting in downtown Spokane made his first appearance today. Michael Lee now facing a charge of second-degree murder for the shooting death of 22-year-old Jacoby Ford.
Ford's mother and sister were also in court today. KREM 2's Ian Smay attended the hearing as well. He joins us live from the newsroom tonight with more on what unfolded. Ian?
Yeah, good evening. Michael Lee's bail was set at $1 million today by a Spokane County District Court judge. Court documents from a previous incident between Lee and Jacoby Ford are also shedding light on previous threats Lee had made against Ford. Ford's mother referenced those threats today in court, while asking the judge to not allow Lee to be released as he awaits trial for allegedly killing her son. Michael Lee made his first appearance today as he faces second-degree murder charges for the killing of Jacoby Ford. Ford's mother gave an emotional plea to the judge: don't let Lee out before trial.
I just really hope that he doesn't get out just because he haven't had anything since '09. You know, I mean, he took my son, my only son, and he planned it.
The judge decided to set Lee's bond at $1 million, which the defense argued Lee wasn't likely going to be able to pay. Lee is charged for allegedly shooting Jacoby Ford. Ford was a graduate of Shadle Park High School, where he was a star athlete in basketball and track and field. In fact, he had won the Hoop Fest dunk contest in 2019, and in 2017 became the first athlete since 1967 to win the long jump, triple jump, and long jump events at the USA Track and Field Junior Olympics. On Saturday night, His life was cut short outside of a downtown Spokane bar, where court documents say witnesses reported Lee shot Ford 4 times. But that wasn't the first time there was an altercation between Lee and Ford. Lee is involved in another court case for second-degree assault and harassment after threatening to kill Ford in February. Court documents say Lee was angry with Ford because he was dating a woman who Lee had a child with. Court documents say Lee sent Ford threats of violence, including "I'm putting one in your head and I'm shooting you." Lee then allegedly confronted Ford and his girlfriend as they were leaving her apartment complex, attacking Ford's girlfriend with a knife before bystanders stepped in to protect her. Ford's mother referenced the altercations and threats as she asked the judge to not let Lee out of jail.
I would just ask that you don't release him on his own recognizance. I have threatening messages that he was going to shoot my son. My daughter was there and witnessed the whole thing. He's been planning this for some time.
In court documents related to Saturday's shooting, Ford's sister, who was at the bar, said Lee approached Ford in that bar, acting like he was taking photos or videos of Ford. After Ford's group and Lee went outside, court documents say she told police it appeared they were going to fight. Then, Lee allegedly turned away from Ford before turning back and firing the fatal shots. Now, as part of that earlier assault and harassment case, Lee was ordered to surrender any firearms or deadly weapons. Second-degree murder is a Class A felony in Washington, meaning if Lee is found guilty, he could face life in prison. In the newsroom, Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
Ian, thank you. Also today, the suspect involved in this morning's shooting outside of the Star Restaurant and Lounge near Gonzaga University has also been arrested.
38-year-old Ivan Lopez Gutierrez has been arrested for second-degree murder after one person died in the shooting. According to Spokane police, officers responded to several reports of a shooting at around 1:30 in the morning. One person was dead at the scene when they arrived. The preliminary investigation indicates the suspect and victim did know each other. The investigation remains active, police say. However, authorities are not looking for any other suspects.
Tonight, Spokane County Sheriff Ozzie Knezovich hosted a roundtable discussion with community leaders amid an uptick in violence all across the county.
KREM 2's Amanda Rowley was there today. She has more details about the sheriff's new anti-violence effort. Amanda?
Good evening. Back in March, the Spokane County Sheriff and the Spokane Police Chief talked about the increase in gang violence we're seeing right here in Spokane. At that time, they called on the community to step up and help address these concerns. Well, today, a group of community leaders have answered that call. They formed a group called the Sheriff's Anti-Violence Effort, or SAVE. And it all started with a Facebook comment from a mother who asked, "What can we do to change this?" Take a listen to what Latrice Williams said in that press conference today.
We're here to save lives. And so what it was a call to action. We started meeting, we came together, we started talking about the important things to us and how we could make changes.
My heart breaks for these kids. What are they living through that makes them go out there and do what they did, or what they are doing, what they are planning to do? How is it that kids are plotting and putting contracts on other kids and they're carrying it out? In the meantime, they're selling women, they're selling drugs, they're selling guns, and this isn't a problem.
So there you just also heard from Sean Lazama, and these group members are joined by 5 others who are in the room today, and they are partnering with the Sheriff's Office to address the community's rise in violent crimes. Now, they want SAVE to be proactive and reactive to setting youth on the right path to success and away from gang behavior. Now, they're still in the early stages, but of course we'll be keeping you in the loop on the programs that they put together through their efforts, including an open gym time, a safe environment for kids to go to, job training opportunities, and wraparound counseling. Reporting from the Spokane County Courthouse tonight, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Amanda, thank you very much. Also happening today, Washington Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers hosting an in-person town hall in Spokane. It kicked off about an hour ago at the Spokane Convention Center. According to her website, the event is free and first come, first served. For updates from her event, just go to krem.com. You can also get more on the KREM 2 mobile app. We will have more here on what the Congresswoman discussed in this evening's town hall. That'll be tonight on KREM 2 News at 10 and 11.
Ballots for the Spokane County primary election are due tomorrow, and just a reminder, the primary narrows down the top 2 candidates for the general election coming up in November. Before voting in Washington State, you must be registered, of course, and you can do that online or in person on Election Day. Ballots must be time-stamped or dropped in a ballot box by 8 p.m. tomorrow. There are a handful of key races on the ballot this time, and for a link directly to our voter's guide, just text the word election to 509-448-2000. Also, starting today, some Idaho taxpayers will receive one-time tax rebates. The rebates are part of the tax relief legislation passed by the Idaho legislature earlier this year. The one-time rebates will go to full-time Idaho residents who filed income tax returns in 2019 and 2020. Each person will get either a minimum of $50 plus $50 for each dependent, or 9% of the state income tax they paid in 2019, whichever is greater. The refunds will be distributed through direct deposit or mailed checks.
Still to come tonight here on KREM 2 News at 6, Zion Carter, the man accused of shooting his new wife and her daughter. He was in court today. The judge kept his bond set at $1.5 million.
I never put my hands on my wife, never called her out her name.
New tonight, we'll hear what happened on the day of the shooting from Carter's perspective and why he says he's innocent.